Hello everybody, and welcome to Omnifactory episode 20. We made it. We made it to 20 episodes. I think that's a pretty nice gig. So yeah, last episode we made some machines and we have some automation. I made a few more patterns in between episodes, but not too many. I figure we can kind of just make them as we go and then figure out things that we're using a lot and then kind of make patterns that way. I want to hold off on making a ton until I do have the better tier 3 circuits. These are all right, or the processor arrays are all right, but they are quite expensive. But yeah, this episode I want to work on a few things. I want to try and automate circuits. So we basically need to get some assembling machines up here and then also a fluid extractor to create the liquid soldering alloy or polyethylene or whatever the different recipes take, and then continue on that way. But for now, so to make those assembling machines, we are going to need a good amount of those tier 3 circuits. So I think I have everything here. So if we just dump this stuff in, maybe not. Oh, we need this too. What am I missing? Ah, the RAM. Let's just download more RAM. Cool. So off to the races that goes. So yeah, that should give us 4 more of these processor arrays, which should let us get 2 more of these advanced assembling machines. And then we also need to make a fluid extractor. And then I already made up some interfaces, and then we should be pretty good to go from there on. I'm making up a bit more fine-tin alloy wire as well. And then I figure once we get, because since we're going to need so many of these circuits, once we have the actual pattern there, we'll kind of learn the other things we need to autocraft to make sure everything is in stock so that we can request like 100 circuits and just kind of let it go. And then hopefully eventually we can figure out some way to keep those circuits in stock so that we don't always have to be waiting on those crafts. But yeah, there we go. Okay, we got 4 more of those processor arrays. So I think we can dump this stuff back in here. And if we need this, we need a couple more conveyor modules, which, oh yeah, I needed to make more of these motors, but I think I have this stuff to get at least a few more. That will do for now. So we need 2 more of these conveyor modules. Really, copper cables is going to be the thing that, let's just make another stack of those and get some more copper cables going. It's nice, you can kind of request more items and then forget about it. And eventually we can make more CPUs, and that will let us move a little bit quicker. Okay, and then got the 2 tier 3 circuits, so... Oh, we're missing a good amount of stuff. Oh, we need more machine holes. Oh, we also need more robot arms. Oh, we actually... Oh, yeah. Okay, we need a lot of stuff, actually. Man, this all adds up very quickly. So we need a bunch more electric motors, which is a bunch of copper wires, which I'm cooking up at least. It's crazy how expensive these things are. You just keep on forgetting about things. I also made it so you can craft copper wires, although I don't know how necessary that is for us right now. Yeah, we can kind of view our crafting status as well, so I'm going to get even more copper wires. We need tons of those. Let's just get like 100 going, because why not? Cool. How many motors can we get? 5? That's okay. Oh, we can't do more than 1 craft at a time, I guess. That is a bit of an issue. I just want to get a ton of these. We are definitely going to need lots of them, as far as the eye can see. Okay, that's a decent amount. And now... Did I only make 2 conveyor modules? Yeah, okay, we're gonna need 4, because I keep forgetting we're making 2 of these. So 2 more of these conveyor modules. And then for the robot arms, we're gonna need 2 more pistons. And we should have everything there, except for the aluminum rods. I literally made like 50 of those when I started the episode, and then I made a few things, and boom, we're already gone. I also processed up a bunch more clay and had that going. Hey, where is our... Oh, no, I'm searching for something. I was like, where did all our cobblestone go? There it is. Okay, now are we okay? No, we're not. Machine holes. Okay, and this should be it. Looks like we used the last of our wrench, but that's okay. I can make another one of those very easily. Okay. Now we want that already out of aluminum plates as well. Okay, a couple machine holes. And we got... math is hard. Okay, we need 4 more of these, and we're already out of electric motors. Oh, I thought I'd be able to like quickly get these things going and do it. Okay, I'm gonna make a bunch of motors and be back because this clearly isn't as going as I had originally planned. So I'll be back. Man, okay, we are flying through stuff. Yeah, so I just made a couple more stacks of refined circuits, and I'm just gonna turn a decent chunk of them into the actual processors. Yeah, I started this episode and I really thought, oh, this is enough circuits for what I want to get through, but definitely not. It's you go through it way quicker than you think, but this is why we're automating it. So this is basically just proving my point of why this is necessary. Okay, so we need one more robot arm, which we should be good. And now we can make our second advanced assembler. And then we also need to get a fluid extractor. Did I make my pump already? I forget. Nope, I didn't. But I made some of the subcomponents. So we need a screwdriver and a wrench. Get our pump. Let's get a few of these. Why not? And then... I keep on thinking I'm prepared. And then, so we're going to need, what, 1 more of these? Uh-oh, is something wrong with my craft? Advanced lathe. Interesting. I also realized I was having an issue with my molecular assembler because it wasn't crafting the motors, but I realized I put the recipe in the wrong thing. Oh, and there it is, case in point. Okay, so I put a recipe to turn copper wire into the 2 times copper wire. Oops. And it was in the wrong place, so it was just feeding the copper wire into the lathe, which is not really what we wanted to happen. Cool. Is this everything? I think I already made my machine hole. Nope, apparently I didn't. Could have sworn I did. Oh, I used that for the, okay, I have the casing still. Okay. Now I think we have our machines after a bit of trouble. I must have miscalculated my soldering alloy. That's okay. We will definitely use that eventually. Okay, so we got some machines here, and I played around with this a bit already, and I think I know how I want to lay these out. I'm putting these up here for a reason that I will get to soon enough. And then we can put our ME interfaces down here, but we can't have the interface sit directly to the assembling machine because it needs to feed the proper item to get fluid extracted into its proper place. So I want to make a couple of these storage crates. It looks like I already have one. They don't need to be storage crates, but I like them because they don't need a space above them to open them. It's like a chest would work, technically, but I like this a bit better. I should have had that recipe for, should have kept it for the oak wood planks. I'm just going to make a bunch of these. Cool, so we got 2 of these. Oh no, I want that crescent hammer back, please. And then we got some item conduits and stuff. The other thing I'm going to want is a couple fluid filters and item filters. Actually, I don't think we've made hoppers yet. Nothing can go right. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to need 2 2 fluid filters and 2 item filters. So here's the fluid filter. Good, I do have 2 buckets. Looks like we're out of paper as well. That's easy enough to make, though. Can we just make a ton of that? Nice. We have a bunch of sugarcane that we stole from our sugarcane farm down there. And now we need a few more item filters, but that can wait for a second. So yeah, what I'm going to do is basically put the 2 storage crates like this, and now these interfaces are going to interact with the storage crates. And these are going to basically act as a buffer. We'll pull out of the storage crates and then filter. We're going to be using soldering alloy and polyethylene as the 2 things that get fed into this fluid extractor, and then they will get pulled out respectively into these assembling machines. So I think, hopefully, I can do that all right. So we're going to need a bunch of these. And I guess we can just extract everything on green. No, because the certain things will have to go here. Okay, so I'm going to make this one, it's going to extract on brown and then make sure it always goes to the one directly above it. So this will be on brown, and then I'll make this blue, and this will go into blue. But I want to basically make a blacklist for what they have, and then this will have to accept both brown and blue. Dumb torch. So I'll insert the bottom one on brown. Doesn't really matter. This is basically where the excess is going to go. And then insert this on blue. And I'm going to make the priority low for both of these, because I want to basically make sure that the items go into the assembling machine, and then if they can't go into the assembling machine, they'll go into here. And the only case where it wouldn't be able to go to the assembling machine is if the fluid solidifier, or if it was blacklisted. Although now that I'm thinking about it, we could run into the issue where there's a bunch of stuff stockpiling here. Do blocking mode. We'll see if that's an issue, and then we can address it if it is. But I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to need, I guess we're going to need those item filters now. So I can grab some of the iron plates I'm making. And I need a couple hoppers, which is just with a wrench. And need an item filter. And I think we can just pull directly from JEI. Hey, we got an achievement as well. Nice. So I'll make the brown one polyethylene, because why not? So I think here, if we just search for polyethylene, and we're going to be using the sheet form, and we want to basically say polyethylene is not allowed to go in here. So it's going to try to insert on brown. If it can't, it will do the lower priority machine, which is here, and it will put polyethylene to here and extract like that. That seems good, right? Okay. And then, okay, I won't get ahead of myself. For this one, I'm going to use soldering alloy, but I'm going to use soldering alloy wire, actually, because that is equal to 72 millibuckets, which is what a lot of different crafts take. Otherwise, we would have to do 2 at once every time, which might not be terrible, but I think just making them into wires is probably the easiest thing to do. Okay. And now, if we take our fluid conduits, we are basically going to extract them here. So let's take the fluid. If we extract green, always active, into the fluid, now we're going to want to, okay, in the fluid, we're just going to insert, and in the fluid, we're just going to insert. We want to extract these and then whitelist which ones they're allowed to go into. So this one's our soldering alloy one, so we only want our liquid soldering alloy to be in here. So we can whitelist that. I really hope this works. I spent some time doing this in between episodes, so I hope I am thinking about this right. And this is our polyethylene one. Whoops, that's my item filter. I need my fluid filter, please. Okay, so this will make all of our SMD components, because those all take polyethylene, and this should make our circuits, because that takes soldering alloy or tin, but we're going to be using soldering alloy. So I think like this, I think it will work, but I'm not quite positive. Only one way to find out. Let's test it out. So I'm going to make a couple patterns. Let's just make some patterns for the SMD components. So we can make one for the transistors. Whoops. Oh, well, first things first, we're going to definitely need a pattern for, making the soldering alloy wires. And then we already have polyethylene sheets, so, nope, not there. Okay. So let's make a pattern for SMD transistors. So that's going to take 6 annealed copper wire and a gallium plate. And then we're going to want 2 sheets of polyethylene as well. So if we just look for polyethylene and grab 2 sheets, we can just add that to the recipe. And let's try that out. So this one was our polyethylene one, right? Yes. Okay. SMD transistors. I really hope this works. And I hope it's somewhat easy to follow. We're missing a gallium plate. I just made a ton of them. I don't really need more right now. I can make a bit more. Actually, I don't want to deal with making gallium plates right now. Let's just make some other recipes that we already had the stuff for. We do need resistors. That is a thing that we do need. So this will take 1 sheet of polyethylene. And do we have the stuff for that? And this needs to be on the same row as well so that it goes to the correct storage crate. We're missing everything. And yeah, so we'll craft the stuff we need for this eventually. I'm just gonna make 1 set for now. Or when I say craft, we'll make the patterns for it for what we need eventually. And then it should all be automatic and be like, okay, so for this I need to make these electrum wires, and then with the electrum wires I will use that to make the SMD components and etc. etc. But for now, let's just try it out with 1. And then off camera I can do all the sub pattern making. Okay, now I think this should work. Let's run upstairs and see if things are working. Okay, it just did the solidifier, and now everything got thrown into here. That happened kind of quickly. And then it should, actually I don't think I've extracted yet, so yeah, we're also going to need to extract on green always active. Did I just throw something? Oops, yeah I did. And then we can just throw that into here. This will insert on green. And now that should pull out the resistors. Awesome. And this can go in there as well. And that should have successfully completed our craft. Yep, we see no active crafts. That's great. And now we should do the same thing with the soldering alloy. So for example, let's set up the refined circuit pattern in here. And we want to use the one that takes in these 3 of the SMD components, which, yeah, like I was saying, it should be able to craft those on its own. And then we're gonna put in 1 soldering alloy wire because we only need basically half an ingot. I guess I need to make one of them. And that should be the pattern. And we can throw that into our other storage crate and try to make some refined circuits. Make a couple sets, why not? So now, yeah, this should throw our soldering alloy wires into here. It's a little bit slow. Those get extracted, and then, yeah, it pulls out the soldering alloy liquid from the fluid extractor, puts it into here, and then it crafts up our assembly machines, and we're also going to need to extract that. Sweet. Okay, so I think that means we basically have refined circuits and anything else that would need liquid soldering alloy automated in here, and we can just throw patterns in here. So in between episodes, or I will set up all the other patterns because I think you only really need me to do it once. And then I'll also set up the different resistors or other polyethylene methods, and then basically make it all automated. So now next time we need refined circuits, we should be able to just request that from our AE system and get that going. A little bit messy, could be worse, could be better, but I'm pretty happy with that. Wow, it was a lot of crafting just to make that. Those assembling machines are not cheap at all. But I'm glad we did that, and that definitely expands on our automation up there. But I actually want to take a break from automation now and get into a bit of deep mob learning. I know I'm going to do it. I've been talking about it for a while. And this actually goes back to the beginning of the quest book. So the first thing we need to do for this is make some carbon mesh and some pulsating mesh. So we need some like carbon or coal dust and then some string to make a good amount of this. Do I have string? Is that 8? That's not that many. I think we're gonna need more than that. And then I'll grab some carbon and we can smelt that up. And then the pulsating mesh is gonna be 4 of the pulsating dust with those carbon meshes that we're getting. And we should be able to make some mesh. Make sure it registers that. So yeah, these pulsating meshes are used a good amount in making the actual items for the for like simulation chambers, the loot fabricators. I guess they don't use any. And then also the blank data models. And these are like the 3 core parts to deep mob learning, but I want to automate a lot of our resources with deep mob learning and also get into power production with it. So it's something that's probably a bit overdue that we need to get done. So we got a quest complete. That was our first quest of the episode. That took a bit too much time. So yeah, now we need to make our simulation chamber. So yeah, I guess, I don't know how much I've talked about deep mob learning, but the way it works is basically it simulates mob kills, and then it has a chance of returning some pristine matter, which then you can put into a loot fabricator and get resources from it that way. So yeah, these come from the actual simulation chamber, and there's a lot of really good stuff you can get from it. So let's make a simulation chamber, and I guess we need a couple more pulsating mesh for that, but we need string. Do we have wool? Can I get string from black wool, or does it have to use white wool? I guess it does. This should be fine. Let me craft up a few more pulsating meshes, and I'll be right back. All right, we are finishing up the other 2 pulsating meshes that we got, and then we got a couple bonus ones as well cooking up. And yeah, then the making the simulation chamber shouldn't be too hard. And we're gonna want a lot of these going forward. We're basically gonna have like a line of them all producing different types of matter and stuff. So the only thing we need to make for this that we haven't made before is the, oh man, we need more dark steel plates. Let's actually make a pattern for this. Dark steel plate. Oh, we're already halfway through our patterns. That went quickly. I feel like I haven't used that many, but I guess they add up quickly. Oh, we're using the wrong type of dark steel. I hate it when that happens. So yeah, this is... Okay, I see. That should do the trick, I believe. Let's try it now. Nice. Getting a bunch of dark steel plates. So yeah, basically a dark steel machine hull is just a LV machine hull surrounded by dark steel. Pretty straightforward. We just need a bunch of wrought iron. Oh, that used up a good amount of stuff. Cool. Dark steel machine hull. And I guess that's only used for deep mob learning. And then I think we should have everything else we need for this simulation chamber. Sweet. I don't have any more energetic cable. Oh, yes, I do. They're just hiding on me. So, with this, I think, so temporarily, oh, that works. I'll just throw it here. And this basically fills up with some RF. And then what we have to do is supply it with a data model and some polymer clay. If you look in here, yeah, so we need this pulsating polymer clay and then also a data model of some type of thing. And then it will basically turn into some overworldian matter and also some, and then have a chance of making pristine matter. Oh, nice, we get some nickels from that. But first it's gonna have us make our blank data model, which is gonna take a few things. So I guess I'm glad I made that pulsating mesh. Then we need some fine gold wire and some electrical steel plates. So what of that do I not have? Okay, a whole lot. Gold. I can definitely get some of the fine gold wire. I can definitely get some electrical steel. Yeah, I'm excited to get a lot more automation set up. I'm going to try to spend a good amount of time in between episodes just making more patterns and of useful things, and then hopefully we're able to just get a bunch of circuits going and then other stuff we commonly need. Okay, this should be what we need, I think, right? Oh, I forgot to grab the other pulsating mesh from here. Cool. Blank data model. And then we need to turn this blank data model into a specific mob that we want to simulate. Ooh, the options. So I think what I want to do is go for spider first, just because of our string shortage, because with this pristine matter, we can turn it into string. I'm going to want them eventually so I can automate copper. But yeah, I guess we'll do spider first, if we can at least. What do we need? We need a cobweb. Ooh, then we do need a bunch of overworldly matter. Can we not make a spider until we do something else? I think we do have to do something else first. That's okay, though. So, the things we can make are zombie, skeleton, or slime. I guess we could just do zombie. Is there anything we do have? Skeleton. We do have skeleton. Okay. And then basically, we also need to get the pulsating polymer clay. So to make that, I think the best thing we can do is just, have clay combined with the pulsating dust. Do we have any clay? We have a bit. Okay, we got 10. So this should get us, I think, 40. Yeah, because this gives 4 each. So this should get us 40 of the polymer clay, and then we can feed that into our simulation chamber down there, and then hopefully get some nice overworlding matter. So let's grab this, and then if we bring it down here, if we throw this in, and these, we are now simulating mob kills of skeletons. So this is how you get a lot of mob drops on peaceful mode, and this is why we're able to do it. And so yeah, I'll just go through this a little bit. So the tier right now is basic, and how it works is like the more you use a specific model, you can see the data collected. It just went from 0 to 1 there. And once it goes from basic to advanced to something else to self-aware, and the higher the tier, the bigger chance of getting the pristine matter is. So here we see the pristine chance is 5%, and that can get up to like 30% with the higher pristine chance. So yeah, it's pretty good. Let me grab a bit more of that polymer clay, and yeah, there's the quest for the overworlding matter. Hey, look at that. We also got a pristine skeleton matter. That's great. Oh yeah, these can also be consumed for experience, which is pretty nice, but I don't need much XP right now. I'm actually only going to do a few because I do want to get to... or whatever, I'll throw all of them in. Claim our pennies there. Yeah, here it says, overworlding matter can be eaten to gain experience. Anything else important? It kind of just talks through what I was just explaining. The matter isn't super useful. This is a quest just to get all the different models. That's a lot of Omni pennies. That's pretty nice. But what I want to work on before we finish the episode is making this loot fabricator, because this is like the whole reason that we're doing this pretty much. We're not just trying to get the overworlding matter. So to get the loot fabricator, we just need a few things. It's really not too much. I just need to make another LV machine hull. I think we were missing... Are we missing the tin cables? Yeah. Rubber, please. Another thing to add to the pattern list. And then I think we should still have enough dark steel plates here. And one more hopper. Give me more. I will definitely use those hoppers eventually. And yeah, now we get our loot fabricator. Sweet. And yeah, let's just throw that over here. And then also, it's going to need some power, just like the other thing. I think, yeah, they hold 2 million RF each. And then what we can do is we can throw in pristine matter and then select whatever we want to make with it. I guess I'll make tin. I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, then you select what you want and it gets tin. It's nice. And yeah, this can be automated pretty easily. And look at that. We just got free tin at the cost of just power and then this pulsating polymer clay. And this clay can be automated. So that is something I want to get up and running pretty quickly, because if we can automate the pulsating clay, we can essentially automate all of the basic ingots for free and never have to mine for copper or tin or iron ever again, because that's stuff we can all get from deep mob learning. It's super nice to have. And then the rest of the quests kind of go through the different types of matter you can get. So hellish matter, I guess we can make that now, actually. Why not? And then we can also make our spider model, and then we can get some string, hopefully. But yeah, so if we want, it was just, what, one of these. And then just surround it like this. And that gets us a hellish matter. And then with that, we can use the hellish matter to make the different types of blank data models. So if we want to do any of the nether, like so blaze, gas, wither skeletons, etc., we need some hellish matter to make those. And then when we simulate mobs from there, instead of the overworldian matter, it gives you the hellish matter. And then the one other type of matter we can get is extraterrestrial, which is made, okay, just with an ender pearl and hellish matter. But yeah, so this Enderman model is something I'm definitely going to want to rush, because that's going to give us unlimited ender pearls pretty much, at the cost of power, because we can, turn these pristine ender matters into ender pearls. Which is going to be super nice, because now it's not like 1 diamond equals 1 ender pearl. But, I mean, speaking of diamonds, oh yeah, you can also automate diamonds with these shulker matters. And this is actually what we're going to be doing to upgrade our power situation, because these can be used inside of a numismatic dynamo. And look at the amount of RF you get for 1 diamond. So basically, if we have a few of these running, we can get a huge amount of power going if we can automate it with the deep mob learning. This is also something for a different episode, though, because I think we're running a little bit late. But yeah, that's like kind of an intro to deep mob learning, I guess, and I'm really excited to get further down in it. I think next episode we're going to try to automate the polymer clay. That's a bit of a big automation line. I think it'll be a little bit bigger than than these even, but I'll have to find a good spot for it. And yeah, once we get that automated, we'll definitely dive a little bit deeper into deep mob learning. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one.